we're just going to unbox the Davra Networks demo bus, and the handles anti-clockwise. Okay, and these are the contents. So we're just going to go through what you get here in the side container first, which is kind of stuff that goes into the bus. So just make sure you have all of this. So this is the mains for the power, and we'll show where that's used later. We have the Intel NUC. This is the server, which has Ruben and the vSON installed on it. You should have some tablets here. 1, 2, 3 8.4-inch tablets. All of the tablets have chargers. We'll lay those out as we come across them. This is the charger for the battery. So the bus runs in two modes. One is off the mains and one is with batteries. You should have a charger for the batteries there. That is also belonging to the charger. It comes with two big batteries when you run it off the battery. If you want to drive the bus, you have to have it off the battery, not the mains. So it comes with two batteries. So while you're using one battery, you can be charging the other. And finally, the last few plugs for the chargers for the tablets. So this is what the contents you should get are. Okay. Okay, so now we're just going to take the bus out of the box. So you have to be careful when doing this. First of all, there's a couple of things still on the bus. That's the 12-inch Samsung tablet, and we'll show you how you configure that later on. I'm just going to put that aside. Also, the lid of the bus actually comes off, and it's very simple. It just comes off like that. So just grab that and put it to one side while you're taking the bus out. Also, you'll see there's a controller in here. So this is for driving the bus. And just take that out while you're taking the bus out of the box. The best way to take the bus out is to put it on its side, like so, just so it slides out easier. You know, you slide it out as opposed to lifting it up, because it is in there quite tight. So you need to put it on its side, and then just pull it. Use the hand grooves there to get a grab of it, and pull it out very slowly, and then support it and turn it on its side like so, and there you go. Okay, so the bus comes with two batteries, okay, exact same. I'm going to show you how to fit these in a minute. But first of all, just note, if you're using batteries extensively, just make sure you have one on backup charging. So you have this charge kit that comes with the batteries here. Just plug it in, connect up the connections here. So you got black to black, red to red. And now that battery is charging. Okay. We're going to put this battery into the bus. So there's a compartment here. This comes off. It has a magnetic grab on it. So just pull the bottom out and it comes off pretty easily. You'll see that there's 4 magnets there. And these touch off these 4 metal catches here, okay? Now in here, let me see, you've got a on-off switch. So it's set to off, so make sure before you attempt to put the battery in that it is on the off position. There's mains, which I will show you later, but after the battery we're going to flick that up. In here you'll see some cables, so you'll see 2 purple cables, one with a red tip, one with a black tip. These are going to be connected to the battery, and just make sure when you do put the battery in that it's red to red and black to black. There's also another cable here, and as that's labelled as the NUC, that's the Intel server power cable. So you might just keep that out of the way for the time being until you get the battery in. Okay, so now we're going to go and put the battery in. Yeah, so there's a bit of a knack to getting the battery in. It's a tight space, so if you just try and do this, so maybe if you just put the battery to the side of the bus like that, bring the cables out, use the red cable into the red, like so, catches on, then just lift it up slightly and just position it in there so the black cable can reach, and connect that. Now hold the NUC cable out of the way and you slide it in, and actually there's a little groove in there that the battery slides back into, so wait till it drops into that groove. Once it's in there, you shouldn't be able to move it, it's pretty solid, and that's the battery in. The battery's in, we can turn the bus on. Obviously mains won't work, we're not powering from the mains, so just flick it up to battery, and to verify that it's actually on, the front light should be lit up. This is a backlit logo here. You should hear some beeping throughout the bus, but basically the best indicator is that the light has come on here. That's when you know that the battery has been connected properly and that the battery has enough charge to power the bus. Okay, so 3 items that you need to source yourself are the Cisco kit. So first of all, we have the intelligent gateway. In this case it's an 819, and this is a 3G plus Wi-Fi 819. Okay, and that has all the connectors that we need for this demo bus. So that's the first thing you need. Second thing you will need is the Cisco Smart Serial cable. Just look at the connections there. So this is for connecting the 819 to the engine simulator, which is part of the bus. And the third thing, if you want to do camera, you can get, this is a Cisco 6050. So we work with any of the Cisco IP cameras, but this is the current model that's out, 6050 IP camera. I'm going to show you how to wire that up as well in a second. Okay. So to connect those Cisco devices to the bus, we have got all of the cables and connectors necessary in the bus. They're just in this compartment here. So there's 4 screws that you need to just unscrew to take this off. So just screw that. Okay. Comes out. This lid then lifts off. Just give it a pull. And we've got some cables that you're going to need in connectors here. So first of all, they should be labeled. So this is the Ethernet cable that goes to the IP camera, the 6050, which is power over Ethernet. We've got the Ethernet cable to port FE2 on the 819, so that's going to connect it back to the Rubin server. We've also got the engine J1939 key, which connects to the smart serial. And I'm just going to get that. Let me see, the last thing here also is we've got power for the 819. So now I'm just going to take these cables out here, and I'm going to connect the smart serial to this before I go any further. So that side of the smart serial connects in like so, and you can put that back, that fits back into the compartment like that. And I'm just going to tidy these cables up and have them ready to connect up the device. So we're going to put the compartment back on here now that we have everything hooked up in there. But just make sure that you keep the 5 cables, keep a hold of them so that they're sticking out, because you need them. The power to the 819, the smart serial cable, the Ethernet to the FE2 of the 819, that's going to be for the IP camera. We have Ethernet to FE1 of the 819, that's going to be the connection to the Rubin server. And we have Ethernet cable to the 6050. So the 6050 is P power over Ethernet, so that's how it's going to be powered. So just take the lead, this side here with the groove facing forward, and slot it back down. It's a pretty big container, so we'll be able to fit all those cables inside. And just push it down until it fits into place. There's grooves there that should just fit perfectly into place. And when you have it in place, just take the screws and screw it back together. So now we're ready to connect the 819 to the bus. So we're going to use the smart serial port, we're going to use FE2, and we have the power as well. So taking the cables that I left hanging out, we've got the 819 to FE2, so I just take that, plug that in there, sorry, FE2. I'm just going to take the power, plug that in here. And also the smart serial screws into the smart serial port. Just attach it in and screw it tight. Once you have this done, just flick the power up. You should see the green lights come on. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to fully boot it up, so just leave it to load. Make sure the connections are all solid, and you can place it back down and it fits nicely on top of that platform there, like so. So now we're just going to connect up the NUC, which is the server. I'll show you in a minute, but first of all, you'll have a cable here that's labeled FE1 819. So this is the Ethernet cable that goes from the 819 to the NUC. So you just find FE1, slot that in there, okay, put it back into position. Now we just go around here. So this is the Intel NUC device, so it's basically a little mini server. So on this we have ESXi, and we have an instance of the VSOM and an instance of Ruben actually running here on the server that we can put into the bus locally. The connectors on the back, so you can see there's many connectors, but what we're using is we have the Ethernet port here, the power, and we're going to put it into this compartment in here underneath. So you just take the Ethernet, so this could be hanging out here. This is the connector to the 819, connected in like that. Power for the NUC there, connected into the power port like so. Now before I put it in, we just power it on like so, just to make sure that it's all working fine, and we're getting the blue light there, so that means that the NUC is powering up. Take a minute or so, and we'll then connect into the ESXi and start configuring the VSOM and Ruben through the web user interfaces. Okay, so I've shown you how to power the bus using the battery. The other option is to power it from the mains. So this is the cable that we ship with the bus that powers it with the mains. So that's just the connector there to power it, so you know which one it is. Okay, so simple. This kind of makes more sense if you're going to have the bus in a stationary position, like up on a pedestal, or you know, for more than say 6 hours. You can power it from the mains. So the main distinction between powering from the mains, there's a couple of differences in the way the bus acts. One is that when it's powered from the mains, you can't drive it, which kind of makes sense because there's a cable attached to it. But also a nice thing that when it's powered to the mains, it actually charges the tablets, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But just first of all, to connect it, so we're at the battery, just flick it down to off, and you can hear the bus is turned off. And get this in here, there's a discrete hole here for the cable to come in, so just push that up. And once you get it in, the actual connection is right there beside it, so just push it into that. Okay, and you can flick it down this time to power it from the mains. Comes with 4 tablets. We've got, they're all Samsung tablets. We've got a 12.2 inch and 3 8.4 inch, and these can all be attached to the bus. And just here's the Samsung. Start them up, unlock them. We don't have any passwords on them. There is some content on these, we'll go through it later. There's the gallery there. We've got some advertisement videos. They're good to play at trade shows and the likes of that. So you can leave these running, you can upload your own videos and have these running on the side. The tablets can also be used to play, they can also be used to connect to the Rubin server to actually show live data coming off the 819, which we will also show you shortly. So now I'm going to just connect the 12-inch tablet up to the bus. So you can see here at the top, this is actually the charger exposed here. So when the bus is connected via the mains, this can actually charge the tablet. Just let's connect that. Out of it. So the tablet has 4 Velcro sticky pads on the back of it, and there's 4 of them here. So it should just line them up. Connect in the charger, so that it does charge. This is really handy if you're going to leave it connected and have stuff playing on the tablet all day and you're at a trade show. You won't need to worry about the battery running low on the tablet because it's constantly charging once it's plugged into the bus. Okay. That's the 12-inch tablet. Now we also have 8.4-inch tablets, so there's 3 of them, and just like that they also connect up, so they've got sticky pads in the back. I'll just get another one. Okay, so again you've got a little charger in here, and maybe just put your hand there to hold it and plug in the tablet. It's a little micro USB. So work it on, and then in there like that. Okay, similar, you've got a space on the back of the bus here for another tablet. Again, you can show different content there. And you've also got one on the other side of the bus. And one last thing before we finish is just to put the lid back on the bus. So as you can see, it's exposed and it's open here, but this lid here goes on top like so. It fits smoothly around the tablet, and you've got a little thing there like that. Okay. And that's it. So there you go, you've got the tablets all on the bus, the ones on the back, on the 2 sides. Now one thing I'm going to show you as well, you can see that once you know that the mains is connected and the charger is connected properly, you'll see a little red mark over the battery sign in the top right hand corner there. That shows you that the tablet is actually charging. Okay, so if you have to take the bus apart for any reason or take a tablet out, this is how you do it. You take the lid off. Okay, so that's going to give us easy access to the tablets. And then to take this tablet out, there's a little hole. Let me see, actually before I do that, I'm going to take off this top one. So that one just comes up pretty easily. And just hold on to the charger while you take it out. That to the side. Now there's a little hole in the bus actually, and you can reach your hand in. See that hole? You can reach your hand in and just give it a little push, and that pushes through. And again, just pull it out then from the charger. Similar on the back, if you want to look in there's a little hole there. So just to knock it out, because it's hard to get a grip of it otherwise, just put your finger in there and the tablet comes out easy. Other side here, same again, you've got a hole there, put the finger through, take the tablet out, and that's how you take it apart.